I will call the meeting to order at 6:30. Um, so I know we have one addition to the agenda, which is expanding on Karen's thoughts about the MOU meeting, which Jim is gonna update us on when we get to that under town library relationship.
Sorry, can you repeat what you just said?
Yeah, so to add to the agenda, we already have that we're talking about Karen's thoughts about an MOU meeting under town library relationship, but Jim has a lot more information to share with us about forming a committee and working with town hall.
Do you need more?
No.
Does anybody else have anything to add or remove to the agenda?
I don't think so, but I'm just curious, were we supposed to circle back to the whole yellow barn path thing this year or
They
next year?
they haven't given us anything else. I delivered the board's sentiment and they went back to the drawing board. I think people are just parking in our parking lot anyway. And that was already
I've
happening.
done that.
Aha.
I'm the one who. I didn't throw up any shoe off.
No, good question, but we don't have any other proposals from them.
Anything else? Did everyone get a chance to take a look at Trisha's minutes from May?
Yes.
Any changes? Additions? All right, I'll make a motion to accept Trisha's, the secretary's report as recorded.
Second.
All in favor? Thanks, Trish.
Yeah.
Did everyone get a chance to take a look at Mike's report that he sent out earlier today? Any questions?
Nothing else.
That's
Great.
amazing. Thanks, Mike. Emily.
We could say the same for me.
Did everyone get a chance to look at Emily's excellent notes?
I sent it out before we got here. I'll go really fast. Crate night was really good. We sold 140 tickets beforehand. It did drizzle on people, but they were hardy and people really enjoyed it. We got a lot of positive feedback at the desk at the library and out in the world.
And at the dessert table.
And I bet
You guys were the best dessert makers ever.
Seriously.
Seriously. No, we've had people that just like, oh, look at that.
Yeah.
So was it about-
A little icky at the end, but.
Presentation or,
Speed.
Keeping it
Speed.
together.
Speed.
It was about
Fast.
speed.
No, speed, because usually the line is really,
Mm.
It really didn't get that. Maybe at the end it was.
At the end, it got yeah, because we had to keep getting new crepes. We
Yeah.
had to keep running for more supplies.
I kept stealing your forks.
Yes, you did.
Yeah, Ben was like stealing everything from us.
he's salad man.
right.
Sorry, Emily.
No, it's fine. I mean, it was everybody's party. And we just heard from Simone today that we made $1,003.
Oh, that's
That
very,
profit-
that's very
profit
good.
We have to pay the band out of that, so $803.
That band is
Good.
good.
Yeah,
They
they
were
were really
good,
good. We've had some great programs in the last month. Upcoming programs besides summer reading program, I put a dinosaur-eyed pamphlet a few different places on the table. Those are the full summer reading program schedules that Julia has worked really hard on. She has a really good lineup.
That's
And we have a couple of adult programs pertaining to the theme, and it's Unearth a Story. So it's like digging and archaeology and dinosaur bones and compost and giant pumpkins and roots and all sorts of things like that, which is great. Next week, we're hosting Peter Gould's new novel release, which should be great. It's a reading. I know Peter has a lot of friends in town, but if you guys are interested, you should definitely come by. I think it's going to be a really good reading. And Rich Grumbine is going to present on identifying wildflowers using his flower guides. Meg Mott is going to do the 4-week discussion series on the virtues present in the Declaration of Independence and the Vermont Constitution on Thursdays in July. Already talked about summer reading. The building is actually clean. Now that we have been clean, it's a major improvement. The staff is very happy. And Jonah and Emily from Milkweed Farm planted a big moose variety pumpkin on the front lawn at our invitation. It was not premeditated. Yeah, it was not a trip.
Guerrilla gardening.
Pumpkin planting. And we've been instructed to by them, we've been instructed to water it every day, and someone else instructed us to sing to it. We've been hanging, it's been really nice to take a break in the afternoon and water the pumpkin.
Oh,
I was gonna
I thought
check
you were
this.
saying you sing.
Me too.
I don't, singing will happen anyway, but the pumpkin audience is really good. Dinosaur Track, Willis McCumber came and did a moss abatement on the roof, and then he also did the drywall patching around all of the new heat pumps, which we're all pleased about. We received an unanticipated $1,000 rebate for the Tesla Powerwall, because we purchased it outright, which is great, but you guys kicked in $1,500 to make up the difference between the $5,500 cost and the $4,000 grant we got. And you can all mull over what we should spend this on. It's weird to have money that exists outside the fiscal year and outside the budget. But we do have to spend it by the end of the year. So
We have to spend it.
by the end of the year,
And
It
a
doesn't-
fiscal year or calendar year?
calendar, I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
No, it's not in the next 15
We
days.
should not lose.
I know, we should have this catered.
$1,000 worth.
And speaking of fiscal year, it's almost over and we're getting in our very last supply orders, and I'm trying to do all the maintenance projects. 'Cause for a change, we have a little bit of money in maintenance budget. I'm afraid to say that out loud because the pipe is gonna burst. But yeah, so hence the trying to get the moss done and all of those sorts of things. And the library fact for trustees, I thought I was gonna be telling you about the negative impact that the all of the different closures of Route 5 have had on the library, but it's actually almost the same. And or more people over the last couple of months. So
That's surprising.
the library
Right.
patrons find a way.
It became easier to turn left out of the library because you had someone there to like give you.
If you could ever get out.
Yeah.
People were actually forced to stay far longer. It's great for business. Anyway, that's
I
it.
just go the back way to work.
Yeah, I think most people have discovered that.
Awesome. Thanks, Emily.
Thank you, guys.
All right, I don't think we have anything to report from finance, institutional long-range planning or nominating, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Personnel, we need to approve Emily's evaluation.
You want me to-
So
Do you guys want to do that now? Probably, right?
should I wait till the end? Do you wanna, you can go have your treat in your office.
You take some more, take
Sing to
some.
the pumpkin.
This is my second one already. I could sing to the pumpkin. I might stand outside.
I think I need to, so I need to make a motion for us to enter executive session.
Second.
All in favor? Okay, now we can pause.
And we have to stop the video.
Yeah.
Mhm. And this.
I'm gonna write.
All right.
That is so good.
All right. So we can have a discussion about this too, but has everyone had a chance to sort of sit with the two different options we put forward for committee consolidation
Yes.
over the past month? And understand like the nuances between the two?
Were you guys gonna accept my evaluation?
We already.
Oh, we did it.
We did,
So-
but
Oh.
we really need to do it now.
Oh,
Sorry.
I make a motion, we accept Emily's evaluation.
Seconded.
all in favor?
Thank you for reenacting that for me.
Yes.
That feels good, huh?
Good too.
Mm.
Good job.
That is good.
So I know some folks wanted to have a little bit of discussion about the nuances between these two different options. One of them really consolidates down just into three, which feels really streamlined. And I can see the argument for like, oh, wait, like I really loved working on this committee, but now I'm like lumped in with this committee too. Like, and I don't necessarily feel called to do that. So, yeah, I'd love to just hear other people's thoughts about these two different options and how they're resonating with people.
I have to say, I was the one who wanted it streamlined, but
Mhm.
it almost feels too streamlined, these three.
Mhm.
Like, I still feel like there might be some stuff missing.
Like that wouldn't necessarily fit into
Like,
one of the
Yeah,
three.
yeah, like personnel could be its own standing because it doesn't really fit under governance
Mm-hmm.
is, um, my sense.
So are you suggesting that option two include a fourth one, personnel? Or are you saying you're?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I haven't really figured out, but it felt like it was too few.
And like logistically, how would it work? That was sort of my question with option two. Like I've been on the institutional long range planning, but so that would go under governance. So every governance meeting I would go to, even though I'm not on those other areas, and like I don't know, like I wanna know the pros and cons, I guess, that it
Mhm.
seems to me confusing, and would you have to warn the meeting? Who would warn the meeting? I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Who would do notes? I don't know. Yeah, that's just,
I was almost, I'm really close to being excited about option two, but the thing I would want would actually be to split it into a governance committee that would contain personnel, policy bylaws, town library relationship and fair compensation. All of these things that I think of about how do we operate as an institution, and then there would be a planning committee. And that would constitute both strategic planning and institutional long-range planning.
That's another
okay.
way of doing it.
I remain a little bit fuzzy on the distinction between, I know it was explained to me last meeting, and I have not
It's confusing.
transferred it to long-term memory. But, so it would mean 4 committees instead of 3. But, that was kind of if we're open to amendments, that would be the
So what would the governance committee
governance
do
way.
after personnel was pulled out of it?
No,
I
it
don't
would
think
contain
he's saying to
personnel-
keep it in.
Personnel, policy and bylaws, town library relationship and fair compensation.
Would all be under governance.
All of the under governance
Mhm.
and institutional long-range
Planning.
planning and strategic planning would just become a committee called planning.
Oh, I see.
That works.
So the fourth one is planning. Okay.
Mhm.
I'm enthusiastic about option two. I would support an amendment like that. I recognize that, like, what that might mean is if you're really just interested in, say, something very specific, that you end up doing other library business in that committee meeting. But I think that's a small price to pay to not have 3 committees that you're on and then trying to juggle. And I also think it would mean that some business would get done that often gets kicked down the road because like, we're just like, oh, well, we'd have to call together the garden committee or the nominating committee or whatever to get this done. And then there be folks who are like, well, I'm not on that committee. So I think, I see mostly upsides to the tight consolidation in option 2. But like I said, I'm all about Mike's idea of having it be a 4th. Makes sense to me.
And I'm fine. It just, typically personnel is not in governance because it's governance of your organization, not like, but I'm fine that it's got
So
personnel.
that's why I was asking, what would be in governance if governance was really kind of personnel?
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, but I'm fine with it, that's where it
Did you have
sits.
something in mind? Like, I mean, it sounds like, and it sounds good to me, adding the planning committee. But what's governance that isn't personnel?
Bylaws.
Governance, policy bylaws, town library relationship and fair compensation. So I think,
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, that does,
Makes sense to me
and we
too.
could call it
whatever.
governance and policy or governance and personnel. We don't need to call it
Mhm.
governance.
Think outside the box.
We are wild tonight. You must be all this chocolate in us. I like that. I like the planning one, because it felt like three was just not the right.
I think one of the problems with lots of committees is that there's a lot of time spent trying to figure out how this committee is, what this committee does that the other committee doesn't do. And then what do they do now and how do we move it? And by reducing it, I think we're moving in a positive way away from that kind of confusion.
As the treasurer, I feel like I should know more about what the finance committee would do.
You tell me.
No.
It does seem like the lightest load of those four that we just.
Yeah.
Switched in tonight.
And then we invite.
Well, it could go and be part of the government.
No, I think the finance
Governance
committee,
becomes a
there's,
monster.
it should be separate.
I mean, there's also the argument that we could start with option one. And we can always move to option two if there are people who still aren't convinced.
I like option two with planning added.
As someone who's never been on a committee, option two is a lot easier to
Wrap your head around.
comprehend, yeah.
Mhm. That's good information.
Like a lot of these committees, it's listed, they meet once or under once a year.